Good day, sir. The 10 explanation or 10 DOT. Number one is crime against property. Are crimes that are directed to a person's belongings, intellectual properties, and money. Usually, uh, this is property crimes. A crime to obtain some money or property or some other benefits. So this might involve some force or threat. Some of these cases are robbery or extortion. So since the crime are committed in order to enrich the perpetrator, they are considered as property crimes. And number two, robbery. It is a theft accomplishment by violence or the threat of violence in Article 293 to 332 discuss robbery. So who are guilty of robbery for us to understand further. There are elements of robbery. That the offender unlawfully taken a personal property. Second, that the said personal property must belong to another person. And three, there must be the intent to gain the said property. And lastly, the said taking is either by means of violence against and intimidation for any person of using force upon anything. So the first element when we say unlawfully taken means the deprivation of the offended property of this property, personal property, with an element of primacy, and the law requires the property must be the personal property and not real property, because when it is real property, it will fall under the occupation of the real property. Second, the property must belong to another person, because if it does not belong to another person, it cannot said there is an intent to gain on the part of the offender. And the third is the intent to gain. It is the internal state of mind. However, how can you prove the intent to gain? The court presume that there is an intent to gain the moment that there is talking of personal property. And there are two ways of committing robbery. First one is the robbery with violence against or intimidation of any person, and other is robbery with the use of force upon things. And so the value of the property taken in robbery with violence against or intimidation against people is immaterial, because the penalty is dependent in the violence used by the offender against the offended party. However, in robbery, in the use of force upon things, the value of the property taken is material, because the penalty is dependent in the value of the property taken. And number three, asportation. It is carry away of someone's else property that is an element of licensee. So asportation, example is yung isang kaibigan mo na may nilagay na isang wallet sa isang cabinet, doon naiwan niya and hindi nakalock yung pintuan. So kinuha mo, then doon matatawag na asportation. And number 4, lost property. The perpetrator find as a lost item, property, and failed to deliver to the lost property to its rightful owner. Example lang dito is lost property. Example, may napulot kang wallet, then na may intent ka talaga na hindi mo ibalik. And number 5, damage to property. The offender maliciously damage the property of other, and he removes or makes use of the fruits or objects the damage caused by him. So example na dito is yung nagnakaw ka ng isang gamit or motor, then chinap-chap mo, then binenta mo isa-isa. So next is number 6 is hunting or gathering. The violators enters an enclosed state or field without any consent of the owner, and where is trespass is forbidden. And example ay sa bukid or sa fish pond na may nakalagay na trespassing, then nilabag mo, doon matatawag na hunting or gathering. And number 7, swindling in general. Swindling is also known as estafa, and it involved fraud as general, and in the general as well. In order to constitute the crime of estafa, the following elements must be present. Number 8, or example is when money or personal property is in trust to the offender or the accused. And number 8, arson. Arson is the international or intentional burning of one's property, means it is the malicious destruction of property by means of fire. So example dito is arson, or arson. This is malicious destruction of the property by means of fire. And number 9, cybercrime, also known as a computer crime, is the use of the computer as an instrument of further illegal ends. So means the use of computer as an instrument to commit illegal acts such as fraud, childs, or pornography, and intellectual property, stealing identity, and violating privacy. And number 10, cybersex. This refers to fulfill engagement and maintenance, control, or operation, directly or indirectly, of any visions or exhibition of sexual organs or sexual activity with the aid of computer system. Means it is conduct of lascivious or vicious acts by means of computer system, either with or without the consent of the victim or any person. And that's all. Thank you.